just don't blindly rely on consultancies. You see, there are a lot of consultancies that, like, assure you're gonna get your visa, you're gonna get a job. Like, once you graduate, you're gonna get jobs. Like, 1 CR is like minimum you get it and stuff. And that's not the case. Even if you, like, give your so many hours, you put your hard work, you're not gonna make so much money.
Why MBA and why not like just normal masters?
UC schools have all their programs are STEM. Even if you do masters in finance, masters in accounting, those are the programs that are like of just 9 months, but they're still STEM courses.
Since you did bachelor's in commerce, which is only 15 years, and typically MBAs or masters require 16 years of education. So how did you compensate that? Does a MBA require work experience? What does it cost to study in UCR?
It was around $74,500.
74,000? Does everybody end up getting job? Before we dive into all the strategies and stories that we're going to discuss in this podcast, let me ask you this. Do you have a clear job hunting strategy to get an internship or a full-time job? Most people don't, and it's costing them opportunities. I've helped over 1,100 students with their strategies through my ultimate job hunting course.
And trust me, I'm not even kidding. I could see so many recruiters viewing my profile.
And it's been the best investment I've ever made.
The content is incredibly practical, filled with tips and strategies that make you stand out to recruiters.
It was one of the best courses that I have done till date.
This course covers everything that you need to stand out. You will get ultimate resume course, you will get ultimate LinkedIn course, networking strategy, access to 1,100 plus job seekers for support, and personal support from me through WhatsApp group. I will walk you through every single step that you need with real examples and the tools that will give you an edge. I don't want you to miss any other opportunity to land your next job or an internship. So check the link in the description. And now I will let you enjoy the podcast. Nishi, I'm so excited because we spoke and આપણે તો એકદમ ગુજરાતીમાં ચાલુ થઈ ગયા હતા. So
I know. I am so happy તમને એટલું Instagram પર જોયું છે. I never thought I would have this. Like, I'm talking to you, I'm Sam, it feels great. Because I never thought I would get this opportunity. કે હું તમારી સાથે કંઈ બી discuss કરીશ. Because we are still used to seeing you on Instagram, on YouTube. So it feels
Nice. Yeah, but we have to not speak in Gujarati. We have to speak in English. Yeah. Okay, so I know so many people have reached out to me that Yudi bhai, please make content for non-technical background. We only make about computer science, product management, and I was like, I have someone, so let me bring them. So now you are going to be like savior for all these people. So
I agree. I was one of them too, I guess. I was like, you always post content for IT people. What about us? I want us to, like, help us in guiding all these things.
Right. Yeah. So before we get started, can you tell, like, let's do a quick intro. Where are you from? When did you come to United States? What do you do right now?
Yeah, so I would talk about me. I moved in 2023 January. I came for my master's MBA. I'm doing my MBA from University of California, Riverside. And before that, I was studying for my chartered accountancy. I've cleared my 2 levels. I was studying for my finals. And yeah, I have like three and a half years of work experience in India. I was also doing my articleship. And I was like, my dad has business. I was helping him with all those stuff. And yeah, finally I'm here.
Nice. And you are now also, you just finished your internship. What are you still doing?
Yeah, so currently I am doing my corporate tax internship, like accounting and tax internship in a company called Paccar in Seattle. And yeah, I'm going to be completing my internship in around like in next 2 weeks. So,
and are you right now in Seattle or are you in California?
Yeah, so right now I'm in Seattle, and yeah, so I'll go back to California for my last quarter, for my fall quarter.
Do you like Seattle better or California?
So yeah, this is the thing. When I moved here, I was like, oh, what is this? I don't like it. I mean, because it was so hot and humid. And the thing about Seattle, I never knew that they don't have air conditions into their houses. I was like, what? Yeah, nobody has an air condition. And coming from LA, we are so used to air conditions. So it's like I just moved in and I called the front desk downstairs. I was like, hey, can you help me? How to operate an AC? He was like, what are you talking about? There's no AC in the apartment. I was like, what? The next day I met my all the people from work and I was like, what is this? They're like, yeah, because nobody needs an air condition in Seattle. So I was like, oh, so it was very hot and humid. But now I think like I'm gonna complete my 3 months here, 3.5 months here. I feel like this is a good place to stay too because it's so green. It's so green. I have never seen so greenery like ever in any other states. I've not gone to a lot of states, but what I feel is people here are more connected to like nature, to the environment. And
So what? First of all, like, what do you do as a corporate tax intern? Like, what does
so
that mean?
So the thing is, so there are like different departments also, like in accounting too. But I am right now specifically working with my tax team. So there are like we file like this is a specific industry. Like if I talk about my company, Paccar is a like is the number one US company. Like that makes trucks. Like it manufactures trucks of different
Mm, mm,
brands like Kenworth, Peterbilt. I was not aware about it, and most of the people are not aware. So like when I
yeah.
talk about Packard, they're like, oh, I mean, not many people know, but now when I'm
Mm,
in Seattle, I see all the trucks that are of like Packard only. So I'm like,
mm,
okay, so it's a Fortune 200 company, and plus they're like. They're more into industry, so the main thing they have departments is supply chain, like supply chain department. Then they have IT, they have Packer Financial and Packer Corporate, and I work basically in tax department where we file taxes for all the 50 states. Like it's dealing because it's a Packer is in Canada, in US, then in
mm,
India, in China, in Mexico, and in UK. So
mm,
wherever, so basically, I'm working right now in the state tax team. So they file taxes for all the 50 states. So they're
mm,
dealing with all the states. So
mm.
once like the federal team, the international team, they file all their taxes, and this is the state team that whatever sales they're doing, whatever like taxes, like whatever transactions that are happening, then we work together. We make the financial statements, we make the tax models and how much tax they're supposed to pay, and then we make the tax payments on the portal. We make basically we make the entire tax returns for all the
So
states.
wait, okay, that is interesting. So, hey, before we move on to the next part of the video, I want to quickly talk about our newsletter community, which you can be part of absolutely free. We are now going strong, and we have more than 40,000 people in our newsletter community. So, imagine 40,000 people are receiving my newsletter every single week, twice a week, where I break down all of the stories that we did and make it a valuable resource for you. So if you're someone who doesn't have time to watch this and you just want to get an email with all of the resources into an email, that is the place to be. I'll put the link in the description. I'll give you some example. This is the one for Tanvi, where how she got 2 co-ops and she paid off her entire master's fees. This is an example of Maya, where she got 3 co-ops and she paid off her fees plus a little bit of savings. Here is an example of Sahil, who got his green card in 3 years. Here is an example where we shared bunch of resources on job hunting. So I promise this is going to be valuable resource for you, and it doesn't cost you anything. If you want to be part of our newsletter community, link will be in the description, or you can go to link.udj.com/newsletter. This is the URL. And now I'll let you enjoy the video. So you do both, like bookkeeping and accounting.
Yeah, so bookkeeping is not a thing, like because they have like in this company, how it works is they have different departments for all the things. So each
Mm.
department works only to what they have to do. So basically, if I would give a minute example. So if if I'm working in an Excel, if the Excel links are broken, like or if something gets breakdown, so it's not we who are gonna fix it. They just contact the Excel team or the IT team. Oh, please go and fix these links.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right.
Bookkeeping, they have like a department that are managing the receivables, like the data.
Receipts, pays, expenses, all income, all of that.
Yeah,
So
so
you take after that you take over and you see okay, these are the expenses, this is the sales tax, this is etc. All of these taxes, and at the end of, is it every month or every quarter that you look at it that okay, now we are supposed to owe $15,000 to government and now we have to supposed to pay, or whatever?
So it's like once they are done with their filing of, like, they know exactly their accounts are closed. So once like the tax picture comes, when their accounts are maintained, the bookkeeping is done, everything is done. So once they're done with all of that, they send their like accounts and books of accounts to the tax department. So now the like I work with the director of tax also. So my manager and they have like three different teams. The international team, that team will only take care of all the transactions that are outside US. So that team is working with them. There's a federal team that's just gonna work with all the federal taxes that are to be paid, like the central taxes we say. And then there's a state team that's gonna work like with all the minute states, that like all the states that have been like, federal team is different because federal team okay, I mean sorry. The federal team is like the basic tax rate that's gonna be paid to the central government. But for states, every state has a
There's a
different policy.
different, and some Washington obviously doesn't even have state income
Yeah,
tax.
they don't have state income tax. So that filing is also different. For state, it differs because all the states have their own different methods of filing taxes. So there's a system, like there are various applications that are to be used, but we use one source for filing all the taxes and maintaining all the records. So yeah, we deal with that. So we actually make all the returns, like file all the returns.
So
And
is there like a software you guys have to learn? I mean, obviously you have to learn all the text codes, but is there a like software? Like I used to use TurboTax, but then last 3 years I've been having my CPA who does all of it. So are
yeah.
you going to become a CPA?
Yeah. So I'm coming to that. So first thing, I'll address the question that you said. So yeah, we have to get to know the application that we're using, because TurboTax we use. Even I use, like, for my personal filings, I use TurboTax, Glacier Tax filings, and all those
Yeah.
stuff. So for incomes, it's different. But when you file the corporate taxes, like for companies, there's a different thing. Like there's a different set of things that you have to keep in mind. So I start with so yeah, we have so before I started actually working on taxes, they gave us like 3-4 days of training of how the entire like one source application works. So once we got to know how like one source is working, and then we started actually preparing the returns on one source.
Okay, got it. Cool. And we will get to the CPA question because I want to get to it. Okay, so what did you do in India? Like, what was your bachelor's in?
Yeah, so my bachelor's was like I was doing bachelor's of commerce, like most of the people do. So I was doing bachelor's of commerce, and along with that, I was doing my chartered accountancy. I was studying for my CA exam. Like CPA, there's like CA in India. So I was studying for that. I cleared my CPT. Then there are three levels: CPT, intermediate, and the final. I did my CPT. I did my intermediate. Then before giving finals, you have to work under a chartered accountant for 3 years. So I worked under a chartered accountant for 3 years, and then I gave my finals. Like for first group, I gave my finals, and then I just came here because I got my visa.
So why did you not just continue pursuing CA route?
So here's the thing. I was like, when I was doing my finals, basically everybody says, and I would say, do finals like tough, you have to study a lot, this, that. And you see, I'm not that personality that's gonna be in books all the time. So
Okay.
it still was like, okay, we'll do it, we'll figure it out. But then when I had my friends, they were all chartered accountants. Most of them were chartered accountants, and most of them were gonna be. So when I saw their lives, and actually they also helped me to get my influence my decisions, because when I saw them, like they actually have what I want to pursue. So and they told me, like, and they were still thinking that, oh, I think I should move out, like I don't want to stay in India because like there's no work life balance that people talk about, and I think for Gen Z generation it's important, so I
Is
get
it?
it.
Is it?
I feel it. My friends are also like, dude, even if they pay us so many dollars, we're not doing it because I need mental peace. They
Oh,
literally drop.
wow. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so
So are you Gen Z?
yeah, I am.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay. And then when I saw them, they were like literally working, but they weren't happy. And then they were like, Nishi, like obviously they're my close inner circle, and I'm really like, when my friend says me something, it really hits me that okay, like they're telling me because that's something to think of. So they told me that, you're not gonna make so like even if you give your so many hours, you put your hard work, you're not gonna make so much money. I will talk about this. I have moved here 2 years back. I have my friend who is the chartered accountant right now in India. he has his own office, he has people working under him, and he's like, this is not working for me. I don't think so. I think I want to move out, because he went for a vacation to his sister somewhere in Australia, and he was like, I want to go somewhere. Like, I don't think so. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Hmm.
So I feel like, and then I thought, yeah, like I'm putting so many hours, and then I realized, like, I thought, oh, I'll move abroad once I'm done with my chartered accountancy, and then I'll go. But then when I actually researched it, I got to know that it is not gonna help me anywhere here, because there's no thing like chartered accountancy in US. You have to get
Hmm.
your CPA, so it's not
Hmm.
gonna help. So I was like, okay, let's just try. I was in a dicey, very iffy situation. So it's okay. I'll give my finals. If it works, okay. I'll put my visa. Like, if it works, works. If it doesn't, then it's okay. I'm happy here too. So that's
Hmm.
okay. Let's try. And
Okay.
that's third year.
So to summarize, you did bachelor's in commerce, then you did 3 years of work experience while you were and you were pursuing CA. You need 3 years of under CA, and then you have to give exam. At some point, you realize that okay, I need to do my masters in United States. So, what were your options like? Like, how did you plan that? Okay, I'm gonna do masters in finance, accounting, or like you are doing MBA. So why MBA and why not like just normal masters?
Yeah, so when I actually thought of moving, I was like, obviously, consultancies play a big role too. But still, when I actually, before going with them, I was actually thinking for my options. And since I was in my 12th grade, I always wanted to do an MBA. But my dad was like, why do an MBA? You have to do CS. So it's like, oh, okay. So I just went into CA because, or maybe I was just told to do, so I just did
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Right.
Yeah, and then in MBA, and then now when everything happened, I was like, now I'm gonna do what I like. So it's okay. I'm going for MBA, and I always wanted to do an MBA, and then they were like masters in accounting, masters in finance. But then I realized that when you move abroad, you just need to keep your options open. Like, I just didn't wanted to limit my scope just to like finance or just to accounting. So
Mm.
just to have a better perspective of different things, I chose MBA rather than just sticking to a specific course.
And so usually MBAs are non-STEM course, and I don't usually recommend at all. But yours is STEM course, right?
Yeah. So this is the best thing about UCR. I think almost all the UC schools have all their programs are STEM. Even if you do masters in finance, masters in accounting, those are the programs that are like of just 9 months, but they're still STEM courses. And my
Mm.
MBA is also STEM, so that's a better privilege of
Got
choosing.
it. Okay. And so is it just UCs or any like a lot of other MBAs also are non-STEM, or there? I mean, there are MBAs that are STEM based.
No. So when I was actually looking for universities, I found, like you said, there are some, MBAs, like some universities, they offer MBAs, but very few universities have STEM courses. So
Hmm.
most of the time, schools that I came across, they were non-STEM. And consultancies would say it's okay, you're gonna find it, this, that. But then we know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Don't listen to the consultancies. Yeah. Okay. So MBA, this is your STEM MBA, University of California, Riverside. We will talk about that in a minute. But also another thing is, since you did bachelor's in commerce, which is only 15 years,
Yeah.
and typically MBAs or masters require 16 years of education.
Yeah.
So how did you compensate that, or like did you waive that off?
So one thing is, I didn't mention, I also did my masters in accounting in India while I was doing my CA. So
Acha. Okay.
that is what one thing I did, but this is not like mandatory for UC school. So for the University of California, you can get it. Like, they accept 3 years of bachelor's degree. So
Hmm.
I have few of my friends. They have just like started doing their MBA just after like 3 years of bachelor's degree. They need not necessarily do 4 years of degree.
But does MBA require work experience?
It's preferable. Like, if you have an industry experience before, it just gets better, because when you're in India, you don't understand what things are, because I would talk about it like later on. But it's a very different perspective what you think from India, and like when you exactly like land up coming here. So Yeah, now I think yeah, it's definitely required. Before doing an MBA, you need to have sort of a like exposure to the industry you're gonna work with.
So does your work experience helped in getting you an internship?
Yes, and I think right now I'm doing a great, like touch wood, I'm doing a great job in my internship is also because I've done my work experience. Because my manager is always like like I know there are different people also working in it. I have few of the interns like they literally have no work, but my manager is really happy with me, and she gives me like allots me so much task and stuff to do because she knows I have hands-on
Mm.
experience before. So you have a habit, you get things done very quickly. So yeah,
Mm.
that
Mm.
also sets your impression at a better place.
Got it. Okay. And so STEM MBA, and again, I'm taking some notes over here. What so is this like a you have to decide that I'm gonna do STEM MBA in finance, MBA in accounting, or is this general MBA and you come here and then specialize it?
Yeah, so this is a general MBA, like whatever you want to do, but then you have to declare your concentration before 6 months of you getting graduated. So even in last 3 months, it's okay, but it's preferable you have to declare a concentration if you want. Like if you want to do a MBA in some specialized, like in a sector, then you have to like declare to the to your school that you are concentrating in this, and you take classes accordingly. So
Hmm.
right now I've taken finance. Like I chose my concentration as finance, like MBA in concentrating with finance.
Got it. Okay. What are the different options? Like
So
concentration?
yeah, so there are like I think there are options like you have business analytics, you have accounting, you have supply chain, and
Achha,
you
so
have,
even if so you can get into supply chain, business analytics, even if you have done bachelor's in BCom and all that.
yeah. So it's all up to you. So I have seen so many students, like so many friends of mine, they have studied medical and now they're getting into MBA. I'm like, what? Why do you want to do that? I have my friend, she's an architect, and now she has like she's doing her MBA in Babyston College. Yeah. So it's like so
Hmm.
it's like you can choose whatever you want to pick. So you have all the options available to you.
Okay, got it. So finance, business analytics, supply chain. You chose finance specifically because you are obviously interested in accounting, finance, tax, etc. And then we'll talk about CPA in a minute or few minutes, not minute. So let's go back in terms of application process. When did you start? Like how long? So you came in fall,
I came in winter quarter in January 2020.
spring.
Yeah, no, winter quarter.
What does winter quarter mean?
I mean, is it spring? Sorry,
Spring
winter.
starts January, no? So,
No, spring is different. Like, I mean, see,
acha,
there is,
okay, okay. Yours is quarter system,
yeah,
which means for when you say spring, that means March and later on.
yeah. I was
When
like, wait, did I, did I mess up something or?
no, no, no. Okay. So yeah, for typically when the universities who does not have quarter system, they have to fall and spring. Spring
Oh,
starts January onwards, and then fall starts in August to December. So okay, so yours is quarter system, which means every 3 semester is 1 quarter. Is that correct?
yeah. So we follow quarter system. So there are like for an winter quarter, spring quarter, and then fall quarter. So you have 3 quarters, and obviously summer is there, but UCs don't offer like summer courses for MBA, so we don't get that opportunity. But obviously, some few universities do offer summer courses. So if you want to get your MBA done faster.
Hmm. And how long is these quarters? Four
Okay,
months?
so for three quarter, like 3 months for each quarter, and my course is for 21 months. So roughly about, yeah, 21 months. I get my degree done.
So yours will be MBA will be 21 months, which is 7 quarters.
Yeah, 6 quarters. Yeah, 7 quarters, but I'm not doing summer, so it doesn't count. And I would have done it a little faster because people who come in people who come in fall, they get their degrees done in this in like if I would have been here in fall 2022, I would have done my degree. I would be done with my degree in spring, in like the next spring.
Hmm.
So but I came here, so I got to like get the opportunity of 2 summers. Like I attended 2 summers together.
Hmm. for typical master student, if you want to do internship, you have to at least complete 2 semesters. Is that true for MBAs or in
Yeah.
your case?
Yeah, so that's the reason I was not allowed to do my internship last summer. So that's the reason
Mm,
I'm doing this summer.
okay.
And yeah, so you have to have, so for us, yeah, like you said, 2 quarters. For us, it's compulsory of 3 consecutive quarters. You have to like get into school. Then you are
Okay.
allowed to do an internship for international students.
Got it. Okay. But you had on campus job.
Yeah, so I'm a teaching assistant in my college. So I had on.
Nice. Okay, we'll talk about it, TA as well. Okay, so far what I understand is BCom, 3 years of work experience. You were going to do CA. You decided to do STEM MBA, University of California, Riverside. University of Rivers UCR is a quarter system. It's total of 21 months program, and 6 months before graduation, you have to declare what concentration you are doing finance. And we are yet to talk about CPA and then TA and all of that, and fees, because fees is like it's very cheap for you. So,
No,
um,
don't say that.
but okay, so admission process. How far back did you start? Like when? How long? Like did it take you?
Yeah. So for me, I think I got my admit pretty soon because
Like when did you start? Timeline wise.
okay, so I would say before I was gonna come in fall quarter, but this consultancy things I would highly recommend because you are doing on YouTube. So a lot of people are gonna watch it. Please just don't blindly rely on consultancies. That's a real big.
You can blindly rely on me. No, just
Yeah,
kidding.
you can definitely plan it. People can rely on you because you're gonna help them. You see us working here, like doing everything, things
Yeah,
that we're doing here. But in
yeah.
India, nobody understands that. You see, there are a lot of consultancies that, like, assure you you're gonna get your visa, you're gonna get a
Mm.
like once you graduate, you're gonna get jobs like one CR is like
Ah,
minimum you get it and stuff. And that's not the case. Like guys, calm down. That's not the situation. So
right. Yeah,
I had
yeah.
my consultancy. So that was a family friend of mine. And I was thinking, I was just trying because I was also studying for my finals. So I was not totally into this process. But then I was going to go to New York first. So I chose, like, I didn't have much of options. And I was like, okay, whatever they are doing, I'll see later on. I don't have any specific preference which college I want to go or which things I want to do. But then somehow I got to know about like one friend of my a friend of friend was doing masters of accounting in
Mm.
UCR. So I had a word with her, and then I got to know, oh, UC is also there. So I was like, okay, let's think about it. So there were a lot of like you when you have family friends, they just give you a list of universities that are just going on. So they're like few
Yeah, and
universities.
usually consultancies have partnership with the university. So if you go, then they make $5,000-6,000 from universities as well. So, so yeah. So in your case, you wanted to go to New York, but then you found a friend who's also going to UCR. Okay.
Yeah, so
Um,
so the thing was, so they started processing and stuff that okay, I was gonna go to New York colleges. They were like Pace University, and they were different universities.
mm,
So it's like okay, let's think this that, and then this was my family friend. So like I don't know what went wrong, and he was like I wanted to go to NY like this in university called New York Institute of Technology, yeah, NYIT if I'm not wrong. So that's a good college too. So I was like, okay, I want to go there and stuff. And I don't know, there was some they I don't clearly remember what exactly happened, but he somehow like I got my visa dates. He somehow changed my appointment because he was like, oh, I thought you're not ready for this, so let's just wait for some time. And he somehow changed my like dates for my visa appointment. So that was
in India, consultancies book visa appointments now.
yeah. So this is one thing I would tell you. If you go to consultancies that are like, oh, we just take 5,000-6,000 rupees from you and we'll do all the processing because obviously they're not gonna get money from us. They're gonna take all the money from the universities that are here. So they do that. So those consultancies, oh my goodness. So I was like, okay. And he changed my date. I was so shocked. And I mean, obviously, I was going like my head got really upset. Like, what's this? What is this going on? This and stuff. So obviously, I left from there. But then I came across like there's a very good consultancy, I would say. If people in Ahmedabad, Disha Consultancy. Like that consultancy actually trains you from the very beginning. So you would not see all local people coming here. Obviously, you'll see there's a set of people who only go to Disha. So that's how what I did too. So when I went into that consultancy, I told like this has happened. I didn't go for my visa then. Like I didn't go for. He changed my date, so I never went for my visa. Like I did not go for my interview. So then we start again in the process. So I applied for UC school. So this consultancy is like they would not do all the applications for you like other consultancies. They like other consultancies would just take all the papers. They file the all the documents. They take your visa dates and everything. But this was from the very beginning. They're like, we're just helping you. You do what you want. We'll review all your work. We're not gonna do. This is like the
Yeah.
first.
And before you talk about this, I just want to understand for MBA applications. So did you give GRE, GMAT?
Okay, yeah. So because that was a COVID time, I did not give, but
So it was waived off.
they waived it off for me, and then I did not. Yeah, so I gave my IELTS, and that's it, and Duolingo also because I was like, okay, let's see what options they have. But
Okay.
yeah, I don't give any GRE,
And
GMAT.
so what was your score? And do you remember?
Yeah, so for Duolingo it was around 135, and for IELTS it was 7.5 points.
Nice. Okay, cool. And then bachelor's, what was your score?
So
GPA?
bachelors were okay. That was not that great, but it was like 8.5 because I was doing my CA. We never.
8.5 out of 10. No, it's good.
But yeah, but it's like if you are doing only
It's
bachelor.
okay. You don't have to justify like you do. Why you justify?
People ask me, I'm like, oh, that was not that great. It's okay.
Okay, so 8.5. But did you have to convert into 4.0 scale?
Yeah. You have to. You have to. So the like whenever it's
Did
just
you
not.
have to do like WES evaluation or?
No. So they didn't do that. So you just have to submit your transcripts. Like you have to get your transcripts done. So if you submit that, that's okay. They did not require any WS thing.
Okay, cool. So 8.5 GPA, 3 years of experience, and GRE, GMAT is waived off. But for MBA, do you have to give GRE or GMAT, or they accept both?
No, I think you have to give GRE or GMAT. Anything is acceptable, but you have to give. I don't know the scenario right now, but for that time before COVID, none of the universities waived it off, so you had to give them. But after COVID, I think a lot of universities have waived it off. So right now, I don't think so. They have it, but I think they would start
Yeah.
this year.
Cool.
But
So and then you gave IELTS or Duolingo, and now comes the listing. Like here are the list of universities. Again, to break it down for audience, you were gonna go to NYIT.
yeah.
You got the admit from that. Was that also STEM MBA?
Yeah, that was time MBA too.
Okay. And then somehow your old consultancy messed up your visa appointment, and so you did not go, and then you found a new consultancy, and now the new consultancy was helping you with your application process, and then you came across UCR.
Yeah. So I came across UCR, and actually I came across UCR when I was applying for NYIT too. But then I saw, that was a little expensive because UC schools are expensive compared to NYIT. And then this family friend was also like, choose NYIT, it's cheap. But like, they play with your mind. They tell you. So my father was like, oh, she just wants to spend so much money. Like, this is the cheaper university and this is a good university. Why are you not sending her this, that? So it's like, okay. And then I already had a word with, so for UCR, before they give you an admit, like, there's a graduate head, like she talks to you, she takes your interview because they are waiving off your GRE or GMAT. They want to test on your English skills. So she's a wonderful lady. Like she's still in touch with me. So that's like in the UC school, she handles all the admission process, and she's the head of that department. So she took my interview, and I had a word with her, and she was like, "Oh, okay, you're gonna get your admit." She just told me on the interview itself that you're gonna get your admit by next week. By 2 weeks, you'll get an offer letter, so you should be fine. So that point of time, I had an offer letter, but I chose NYIT, so I didn't go, and then all those things messed up. Then I contacted them again to UC school, and they were like, "You have already like applied," so they just transferred my admit
So
from.
deferred it to fall to winter. Okay. A
Yeah,
spring. Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
winter. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
they just transferred it. So, but I had to reapply and all those stuff. But still, they were like, okay, we like. So it wasn't easy. But I got that admit pretty early compared to rest of the people.
Okay. And so, how many universities did you apply to? Do you
So,
remember?
yeah. So at that point of time, I was like, then for if I was coming for winter, I was sure that I'm just gonna go to UC. But I still had to had some admits. So I had like three more universities. One was DePaul, if I am not wrong. One was DePaul, then I clearly don't remember those universities, but yeah. So, but my main focus was UC, so I did not go into a lot of universities. So,
Okay. So, DePaul, NYIT, UCR, at least three of them. And
yes,
all three of them are STEM MBA.
yeah. I don't think so. DePaul is STEM. So DePaul was not the STEM MBA.
Okay. Got it. Okay. And you chose UCR because you like it, etc. So, you chose UCR. How was then, like, how did the visa interview went?
Okay, so visa interview was like
Where did you do it?
so this is the thing. My visa interview was so crazy. I had no idea I'm gonna go to US in 10 days or not. So my college started on 9th of January. I clearly remember my visa appointment because that at that point of time it was very difficult to get a appointment, and I already had booked one appointment, so I was not able to book it in the fresh slot. So I
Hmm.
had to wait for people to get their appointments done, and then I could get it. So finally, there was some big, like things going on, and I don't know. I contacted some person, and he helped me. Like he was also some booking appointments for people, so he helped me to get an appointment.
Right.
And finally, I got my appointment, and my visa appointment date was 6th of January.
Hmm. Okay.
So and that was in Kolkata. So that was the only date I got, and I was like, oh, okay, let's just take it. So I
Hmm.
went for my interview on 6th of January, and yeah, at that point of time, I had like it was a good experience because I was already a little scared in the line because everybody was like because I've heard Kolkata. Yeah, so 2 days back, like I had my what's it fingerprinting on 5th.
Biometrics.
Yeah, yeah, sorry, my bad.
All Gen Z knows no idea only what they are doing.
Right. I have my biometrics on 4th. Yeah, on 4th or 5th. So yeah, on 4th. So I was like, let's just go to the actual visa interview place to get to know like how they're giving like they're giving visas or not. And after my biometrics, I went to that place where they were giving like there was an interview. I had so many students coming out and they were like, they don't give interviews. You should go Delhi only. Have we have this conception. This counselor will not give.
They
This will
don't give visas, not interview.
Yes, they won't give visas. So sorry. Yeah, so he said they won't give visas, and like I had so many students coming out. I saw them, and they were like, they didn't give. I was like, oh my god. So I was like, okay. And then next day was my visa interview day. I was standing in the queue and stuff, and then I saw that they were giving, but they were not giving to everybody, or the ratio was not that high at that point of time.
Hmm.
So I was like, okay, just say Jai Mata Di. I went to the line, and this was the trick. My ma'am told me that before you start your interview, just ask them that do you have a couple of seconds before I can start my interview. So if they give you a second, just explain your story that why you did not attend your visa interview before, because that's a question they can see in their portal that why didn't you attend it or stuff. So and they give it, it's okay. They don't give it, it's okay, it's gonna be fine. So I was like, okay. And I asked him, he was like, no, I don't think so we have that much time, but he just started asking me questions. So he
Hmm.
asked me questions like why this university, why do you want to go here. So my visa interview was roughly around 3.5 minutes, so it was long.
Hmm.
I got
Hmm.
he asked me so many questions.
Okay.
And
What questions?
yeah, so she already knew. She told me that you have to explain yourself. If you explain yourself, it's gonna be good. So he asked me why this university? Like, why do you want to go to UCR only? So I was like, yeah, because I saw many universities, this, that. And then he asked me, like he was checking that I did not memorize my answers. And I
Huh.
was actually talking to him. So he asked me, what does your father do? I was like, oh, he has a business. What business? He asked me, what's the name of the restaurant that he's owning? Though he might not have an idea. But I said everything, yeah, he has, because obviously I know. So I was like, yeah, he has this restaurant. This is the ice cream thing. This is the Have More. It's very popular in Ahmedabad and all those stuff. Then he's like, okay. And then he asked me that like like how much, like how they are funding you, like, and what are those things. So I was like, I just explained whatever he asked me, and it was, I think, majorly related to my father's business, finances, and my background, like what classes I'm gonna take for this quarter.
Oh,
And
so they did ask you what classes you will take.
he asked me, what classes are you gonna take? Are you aware of this? How many credits are you gonna take? So it was not more of typical questions that you always get.
Hmm.
But it was more of talking and having conversation. So I said everything, whatever he asked. And then he asked me, so why didn't you, I see that you had a visa scheduled before and you didn't attend it. So it's like, yeah, that's the reason I actually wanted to explain myself, because this happened, like I was not able to give my interview, and that's the reason I asked you for a minute. And then he was like, yeah, okay. He just said, it's okay, I'm approving your visa, you have a good stay in US. I was like, oh, I was so happy. At that point of time, I still remember I came out. I did not even call my dad. I called that lady and I was like, thank you. I know I owe you. I owe it to you. It was because of you I got my visa.
Nice. Thank you, Kavita ma'am, if you're watching this.
Yeah, I want to share her this link, so she might be happy.
Nice. Okay, cool. So you are done with the visa. Now comes the, let's talk about cost. What does it cost to study in UCR?
Okay, so I made a note of it. I think my I-20 amount for like 9 months was around $74,500, and the actual, like, it includes the living
9 months.
Yeah, I mean, it includes living expenses too. So like
Wait,
they give
I'm
uh,
confused. Like, why do you say 9 months? Because you said your program is 21 months.
yeah, but for I-20 amount they only specify for the first year. It's not for
Oh,
2 years.
okay. Okay, okay. 9 months. You said how much?
It was around $74,500.
74,500.
I-20 if you want, like that's the correct amount. I checked it before I started recording.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
yeah. So
Huh.
my tuition fees around, like, for 2 years, like for 21 months, is around 1 lakh 17, yeah, around 1 lakh 17 or 1 lakh 18,000.
Oh, oh
But
my God.
you get a scholarship. So if you
Okay.
get now, if you want, I can tell you the actual expense. So you get scholarship of around $24,000. Like, it just depends on your case to case.
Everyone gets it, or just you got it?
I think mostly people get it. If you ask them, and if they think you are quite eligible and you have good CGPA and stuffs,
Hmm.
they do give you. So you have $24,000 scholarship.
Hmm.
And then if you have a teaching assistant position,
Wait,
so
wait. So this 24,000 scholarship, which means $96,000 is the total
yeah,
fees,
yeah,
not
yeah.
living expenses.
No, just fees.
Okay. Can we talk about living expenses? Like, what is the living expenses
So,
in Riverside?
yeah, so I mean, see, it just depends on people to people. So,
Hmm.
like from person to person. So, I would say I have my personal room and my personal bath, which is a big thing in Cali. Like, not everybody like wants, because
No,
not every
I also had the same thing, but my was only $225.
what.
Yeah, because I lived in Chico, no? So Chico is a small town. But tell me Riverside.
Riverside is also not that big. Matlab,
But Riverside is Alice side, no? So that's why it's bigger.
yeah. So yeah, we pay around $1,100 for your personal room and personal bath. But
Okay.
if you have shared room, I think you get something around 750, $800. So yeah,
Hmm.
utilities are included in them. So that's not the case.
Utilities, matlab light bill,
Like,
water, garbage, everything is included.
yeah, every
Internet also?
yeah, internet also is included. Your air condition, everything, your heater,
Okay.
everything is included.
Acha, okay. And so, and then grocery, eating out is another what, 300-400?
Yeah, 300-400. Yeah, I would say three. You keep 500 because you need that much. Uber is also not that cheap if you wanna get. Matlab,
Huh.
transportation. If you wanna go around in school, is good because you have school. Matlab, you have those local transportation that takes you, but
Hmm.
like buses that take you to school and drop you in from your campus to home. But if you wanna go somewhere else, the transportation is not that nice in Cali, so you need to have.
All right. Okay. So, okay, so when I was doing the math, it looks like roughly 1500 to 1700 could be your living expense if
Yeah.
you are living on your own and not sharing your bedroom, etc.
Yeah.
20 roughly 20 months, because some, if you get internship you might not live, is about $32,000, again averaging out. So
Yeah.
96,000 plus $32,000, which is
I have never done this math that you are talking about. Now that you're saying it, I'm like, what? Did I spend so much?
$128,000 is what your total fees would be if, I mean, with the scholarship and of course with the lifestyle that you have, which is personal bedroom, etc.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
TA, tell me like what happens with TA, like if you get TA.
So now that I'm saying here, most of the people would know. So this is the thing. Not even the students who are actually in school get to know how much the TA people are earning or how much the TA tuition fees is this. So when we tell them that, oh, it's this much, then they have an idea. So if you have a teaching assistant position, it's really good because it brings down your cost to a very good extent. So if you have a TA for 1 quarter, I think, yeah. So you have to take your insurance, like your health insurance. So in UC school, your health insurance is around $1,793 per quarter. So around $1,800 per quarter is your health insurance. If you have a TA, your TA pays your health insurance, so that is gone. And plus, above that, you also get your $5,000 deduction from your fees. So per quarter, $5,000 on addition to $1,800 is deducted from your fees.
Okay.
And you also get monthly remuneration, like you work 20 hours a week. So you get your remuneration around roughly for $3,300 after taxes.
For acha month.
Yeah, every month. For 3 months, you get $3,300 each for like 3 months.
Okay, and then do you typically get to keep TA for entire masters?
No, so it depends on, not everybody gets it. It depends on which department you're working in, what things are. So usually some might get for 1 quarter, some might get it for like 2 quarters. They also have, okay, so for people who are also coming, you could say this, they also have a thing called promised TA. So from next year, so for the first year you don't get TA, but for the next year, for the next 3 quarters, you get a promised TA if you have that. So that's the thing. And but most of the people, if you don't have a promised TA, so sometimes you get for 2 quarters. And even if you get for all the 3 quarters, it's like it just depends on every quarter, because every quarter is a fresh start. So you have to look on things. And you also, it's not even compulsory that you get it for 50%. Like you might also get only 10 hours. So your pay might be reduced to that extent.
In your case, how many months, how many quarters have you gotten TA?
So I started from my 3rd quarter, and I'm gonna do my TA till the time I graduate. So yeah, for 4 quarters I've done my TA.
Okay, so in your case, you obviously have 5,000 into 4 quarters, which is $20,000, plus you also save another to $8,000 for health insurance, so
Yeah,
28,000. So now the cost is reduced to 100,000. Plus you make 3,300 per month,
yeah.
which again in your case you use some of it for your living expenses, etc. So your cost will come down to like significantly like 85,000 ish.
Yeah. To a great extent, your cost will be reduced. And I think so. Before it was like for last, your TA salary increases every year. So till like before this quarter, I used to get around $2,900 to like $3,000, and now I'm getting 3,300. So that's the thing. But also, it's like I would say TA depends on how you're doing it and how you get it. Obviously, the position is very competitive, like because there are so many students coming in. But if it
How
was,
did you get it?
so I got for I got from a referral from from my friend. So my friend knew that I was looking for a DA, and then he referred me to some other position, and that's how, yeah, I got, like, it was just through a referral. So I think referrals are important.
And so referral as in like he knew the professor was hiring and you just got it?
Yeah, so he knew someone from the department who was hiring, and he was actually like me, like I am doing. He was actually doing a TA for a longer period of time, so the department knew him very well and stuff. And he was also doing some PhD programs. So like he was studying, we was gonna start with PhD or something like that. So yeah, so he referred me to the, he just referred me directly to the department head, and then
Hmm.
yeah.
And so, what class are you doing TA for?
So right now I am doing in a class called sociology. Sociology. So I'm doing a TA in sociology. And
And
I
what
would
do you do as a TA for people who don't know?
Yeah, so as a TA, I have to work with the professor. So if the professor is taking the classes, I have to attend that, take notes of it, and also and when they have the discussion classes. So they teach once a week, and then they have discussion classes. Like the students have to attend for like two discussion classes or something like that. At least once a week, they have to come for the discussion classes, and then you have to, whatever the professor has taught in the class, you have to discuss those topics, and also talk to them, like give them a better understanding, make PowerPoint presentations, make them understand how, like
Hmm.
what exactly the topic is. And you also have to give them some activities that they can do just to help them understand the topic better. So you help
Hmm.
them prepare for their exams too. You check their papers, so obviously you have the, like, checking their papers, grading them, putting their attendance sheet, and so basically all the things you have to do, like working under a professor.
Nice. Okay. Cool. So we talked about. Are there any other on-campus jobs other than TARA?
Yeah, so the TA is like the most popular one. I mean, the most paid one. Then comes the reader position. So readers are like those professors who just don't want TAs, like they don't want discussion classes or something like that, but they would just give you exams to grade. And so reader is also another position that people get for quarter, like for one quarter or something like that. But the fees is a little less. Like it just depends on how many hours you are working as a reader.
Hmm.
So that's one thing. Then there are services like front desk positions in some departments, because there are, like, UC school has so many departments: medical, sociology, anthropology, so many departments, psychology, everything. So it's like in all the departments, if you have some front desk positions, then there's dining, there's like UCR dining services. So if you get any dining positions, so
Hmm.
those are also the
So
some of the
does
options.
everybody end up getting a job in UCR, on-campus job?
Well, no, I wouldn't say everybody ends up getting it, but yeah, if you try, you get it. Like it's good you try, but you have to make connections. That's the thing. You have to make connections, talk to people.
When in first two semester, did you get the first two quarter? Did you get the
No, no. First quarter, I
oh,
didn't get anything. Yeah, I had nothing. So I was also trying like other people. So most of the times you never get TA from the first quarter itself. So that's the thing. First quarter, may you'll never get a TA, but you can get TAs from second quarter. So from second or third quarter, mostly people start trying it. That okay, they'll start to make connections and get it. So yeah, from second or third quarter, you'll get it.
okay, cool. Um, so you landed in United States, started your course program. I'm
And
going to open up Google Maps because I want to see where did you fly into and how did you get to the university. So, okay, where did you fly from? Ahmedabad?
yeah, so I flew from Ahmedabad and I landed in LAX airport. So at LAX.
Okay, LAX, LAX. Nice.
And then there's I think one and a I mean I 50 minutes drive from LAX to Riverside. I,
Riverside. Nice. Okay. It's about hour 30 minutes.
yeah, 1 hour
And it
30 minutes.
so okay. And so in your case, you had someone, friends, family to come
Yeah.
pick you up and drop you.
Yeah. But
It,
also the thing, those people who are coming, there's also some, like I wasn't aware because obviously I did not research into it, but there are some places, like few of the students who are coming together. Like what others in my class did when they landed, they had like few other, like they already made connections, they already knew each other from India,
Hmm.
and they asked each other. And then there's also somebody who, like, I don't know, but there's somebody, like, you get to know if you contact people, like they come and they pick all the students, and then they drop to you to your UC school, like to your campus housing. So there's also
Okay.
that facility available.
So housing wise, how did you find it?
So yeah, I found my housing because I did not find my housing till I did not get my visa. I found my housing once I got my visa. So I came through Facebook. I found somebody who was posting that they are subletting the room, and then I just contacted directly the I was living around like in UBT. So I just contacted them. I just gave them a call, and they were like, yeah, I sent them an email, and they were like, yeah, okay, we have few options available, and yeah, that's how I found my
So did
housing.
you have like a preference ki girls only, ki no guys, or no non-vegetarian or
I,
something like?
I did not think much, but my dad had a preference only girls, just private room, nobody else. All this because I'm a
Right.
single child and he had a lot of things like oh this. So yeah.
Wow, so it must be hard, no, for him, for single child to go.
I know but he made sure before I landed here, he made sure I had all the things. Like right now, the people I live, like my family, friends, my uncle and auntie, they're like literally my parents. I just call them my parents because
Mhm.
they came to pick me up. They made sure till 6 months, continuous 6 months, they came to pick me up every Sunday, motivated me. This is the place to live. This is the place to live. Stay here, stay
Mhm.
here. I was like, okay,
Nice.
okay. That's how I
Okay.
did. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So in housing wise, you just found on Facebook groups or something like that. You reached out to them, and in the roommate wise, like, are your all roommates Indians or they are mixed?
No. So first housing that I found that was on the same in the same building. The housing that I got was terrible. I had literally roommate fights and stuff, and because it was also very dirty. I have an OCD. I can't stay when there is like so much dirt and
Hmm.
things like that. So I literally complained. I went the next day to the leasing center, and they were like, "You have never lived by yourself ever in your life?" I was like, I just told her because it's so dirty, and she asked me this first question. I was like, oh, I don't know. And then she's like, it's okay. But then it really got worse. And then they shifted me to a better place on the seventh floor. So I was living on the third floor first. And then they shifted me to the seventh floor. And then I got really nice roommates. Like they're not Indians, but both of them were one is American. Like both of them were American, but the other one was like her parents were from Bangladesh. So her parents were immigrants, but she's born and raised here. So
Hmm.
that's how I got to know so many things about America. So yeah.
Hmm. Okay,
It's really nice.
nice. Okay, got it. Okay, cool. Now we will switch gears to MBA. Like, what does the coursework look like, etc. So I think I have the page open. So let me share my screen. Is this the right thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So this is MBA. So there are two MBA programs. Like one is MBA and one is PMBA. But more or less, both are the same things. Like
Hmm.
MBA is just like both have the same classes. So it's not like a big thing. But yeah,
Okay,
they have two different things. If you want to take night classes or something like that.
got it. Okay. And then how do you look at the coursework?
So if you go down and
These are the
find
specialization.
yeah, so if you take these, if you click any of these, you can click finance if you want, yeah, or business analytics. Then these are the required courses you need to take. Like two of them, like 251 and 295, are the required courses for this concentration, and these are electives, like the other.
We'll look at finance since you are doing finance. Okay, so in your case, these are the three courses that you have to take: fixed
Yeah,
income, corporate finance, investments, and portfolio. Oh wow, nice!
yeah.
I also want to take this.
That was the
Um,
hardest class I would say.
really? Why?
The professor was very, I don't know, like he's a really nice professor, but I think that was a really tough class to take. I don't know.
Okay,
But,
and then these are the electives, so you can take any of this.
yeah,
Which one are you taking?
so I am done taking all of them. I took 295G corporate finance, and I also took international finance 237. So I took both
Hmm.
of them. I'm almost done with all my because I'm graduating next quarter. So I just have my core, like the capstone classes left. Otherwise, I'm done.
Okay, so you took all three.
So yeah, those three are mandatory. You have to take if you need a finance concentration. So I completed all the three of them, and then from
Wait,
elective.
what, one second. What do you mean by fixed income? Like, what do you learn in this?
So fixed income is basically like what are the income, how income is structured, and fixed incomes and securities. It's like more on bonds and equity and all those stuff.
Okay. And corporate finance includes everything, I'm assuming, like loss, profit,
Yeah,
expenses.
it's a little more theory based too. So it corporate finance gives you an idea of how, like, investments, how basic understanding of how actually finance things work.
Okay. Nice. And then in this, you only took this international finance and corporate, or did you take anything else?
No, I just took international finance and corporate finance.
Okay. What else? What else did you take?
Yeah, so I took these classes, and then they were like for MBA. Yeah, so if you click curriculum, there are like basic classes that you have to take. Those are the core classes that you need to take. Like that's accounting, that's marketing, that's information system. Core MBA classes. If you could click on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these are the core classes you have to take for.
All
So
of them.
yeah, so for first year, you just have to complete your core classes, and then for the next second year, you get to choose your electives and whatever
Mm,
classes you're gonna get to pick.
okay. Nice. Okay. Strategic management, marketing management, so operations, information systems also. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Great. And any of your favorite subjects?
So yeah, I think mine was OB. First one, organizational behavior and theory. Then the other was also economics was good. Financial management was good. Yeah, so these were good. Also financial accounting, because Indian accounting is very different from US accounting. So you get to learn the basics there.
And
So yeah.
and how is the like what kind of assignments do you get? Like do you get assignments
Yeah,
in I mean
so we though you have like classes, like you just have classes 3 days a week, but you get a lot of assignments.
mm,
Like you get to work on them. You get case studies. You get a lot of case studies to study and then write on them. Then you also get a lot of, like, there are like, you don't have, like in India the like, the pattern is very similar. You get your books and you have to do all from them. But
mm,
here it's very different. You get case competitions. Then there are different topics that they talk about, they talk upon, and then you just like talk on that. Then there are assignments. There's a specific topic that has been given to you, and then you write on them. So that's how you've given.
is it hard for people who are coming from BCom? Is it like hard, or is you feel like no, if you just like it's normal?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, some of the classes were pretty easy because I had a CA background. So most of the things that I'm studying, I already have an idea because I already did them.
Hmm.
But if not, you would find it a little bit difficult. But then you have professors and they're really helpful. They help you in everything. And it's not even like, it's a, obviously because I took finance, I had a pen paper test. But for other classes, they didn't even have pen and paper. It was just like give presenting in the class, making
Ah, yeah,
presentations.
yeah.
So MBA is more on how your networking skills, and how you're gonna work. It's not more of like just writing pen and paper. They're not testing your memory knowledge.
Got it. Okay. And so what are the career options you were thinking? Like career as in job, like internships, jobs, like what roles were you like thinking
Yeah.
that okay, I want to, or what roles you can get into
Yeah.
possibly?
So for me, I was because I already have a tax and accounting and finance background. I was always not more finance, but in tax specifically, tax, accounting, auditing. So when I moved here, I had this thing that I wanted to go in tax.
Hmm.
So I just found out internships in tax, and once I got them, I didn't even look at any other different perspectives.
So
So
okay, and so if you break it down, tax, matlab, like what do you mean by tax?
okay, so tax is like I would say it's a little different from what my MBA is doing, because I'm doing finance, but I still chose a tax internship because I was a little like I'm a little inclined towards taxation and auditing stuff because I've been doing that for my previous, like in my life back then too. So there are like, so if you want to get into, so now it's like if you want to get into taxation or auditing, it's like a public accounting here. They use the term public accounting. So in public accounting, there are like different, very, very different departments. So, and tax, like I also realized it when I started actually doing my internship. Tax is also a very broad term. It also breaks down into various other sectors, like it's but like asset management or real estate management. So, what taxes you actually want to do? So those are also the different things. Like I'm doing state tax, federal tax, international tax. They're like various other things also in this. And also auditing is also very broad term. Like in India, everything is mixed. You get to do everything because you're working under a CA, and they give you all the things to do. You also get transfer pricing. You also get auditing. You also get taxation. But here, it's very like
Specialized. Okay.
you stick what you want to do.
So like when you search for internship, what do you type in LinkedIn? Like,
So yeah, I searched for my internship. I just searched tax internship,
okay,
and
I'm gonna 1 second. Let's open LinkedIn because I will take a look at this.
yeah,
There we go.
so it's mostly tax internship.
All right. So you go here, you type tax internship.
Yeah, you get a lot of internships.
So this the tax. So you would apply to all this.
Yeah, you can take the second one, KPMG one, if you could see.
Okay.
Yeah, tax intern KPMG. So yeah, I would apply to all. Like when I actually
So do you
was
know all this? Oh, sorry, 1 second. Do you know this? Like, perform task, tax related tasks, compliance, advising, planning, etc. S corp, C corp.
Yeah, so when you actually start as an intern, like if I would talk about my internship, like I just knew that like when I had my interview, they asked me basic questions on tax, like it's just on your resume what you were doing and what you know. But they basically teach you everything. But yeah, it's necessary to have a minimum knowledge of what things are work, like what you're gonna work with. So yeah, that's important.
Okay. Looks like there are more techs. I mean, there are plenty of techs jobs. Is there
Yeah, go ahead.
is that true? Like there is demand in this field?
Yeah, so I would say like tax and accounting jobs there are openings year round. It's never a like you wouldn't find
There's
like
not like a
more or less you
hiring
find.
season. Yeah.
More or less you would find those positions year round. And like for if I've done my MBA with finance, like so for finance there are different fields that you go to, but I'm still sticking to my taxation and public accounting and stuff. So
Hmm.
if I get to change my field in future, I would, but right now I think I'm gonna go for my taxation and CPA things.
Okay, got it. Nice. How many people in your cohort end up getting job? Everyone got it?
Job or internship? I
Intern-
mean, yeah.
Internship.
So internships, I think the market is pretty bad. Not everybody landed up getting internships, but I have heard like few of my like classmates or from the previous batch, they started doing their internships in India. It's a like in good public accounting firms in India, but that was in India. So yeah, I think around, I am not sure, but around 10, 15, 15, 20. But the
How
ratio.
big is the class size?
So I think our class has like around more than 150 students.
So like 10% people only got 10 to 15% people got it. Okay. Um, nice. And then CPA, like how does it work?
Yeah, so for CPA, like for somebody who is from US, they have to have certain credits before giving a CPA exam. So because I already have done my CA thing, I have my experience, I have my master's in accounting. I have like you have to have your 150 credits before giving a CPA. Like accounting classes, you need to have those many credits. So I've already got my credits. I'm done with my 150 credits. And then in US, you all have to work under a CPA for like 1 year before getting a license, or before giving a license. But if it's CA, if you have done CA, it gets easier. So right now I just have to give my 4 papers and I'll be done with my CPA.
Then you can do my taxes basically.
Yeah, then I can do it. So I have to apply for a state license, but then I can do the taxes. I would love to do your taxes.
Nice. Okay, cool. Sweet. Anything else you feel like for BCom people we didn't talk, we should talk about?
For BCom people, I mean, I think I was more into CA. I never went to my college. I never had I never have seen what my college is doing. I never have been there. So if somebody who's doing BCom, I think just do well in your bachelor's, because you get a good CGPA. That's really important to get into a very good college.
Hmm.
And I think college plays a big role in you getting your internships and you getting jobs. And this was not something we knew when I was in India, but now when I've been here, I get to know this.
Would you still recommend UCR to others?
Yeah, I would still recommend UCR to people because I see when I am doing my internship, though whatever it is, like I stay near University of Washington, so obviously UW is also a very big name here. And but when they get to know I come from University of California, they're like, good. Like they have certain sense of respect towards you, and
UCs have brand. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I like that thing that they have for us.
Nice. Okay, cool. Again, Nishi, thank you so much. I feel like I learned a lot from BCom to MBA, STEM MBA, UCR career options, etc. I know we didn't dive detail in CPA and how you got the internship, which I'll bring you back. But until our next one.
Keep smiling, keep hustling.
Nice. Cool.